Hey, Mike here with Canadian Musician. I'm from Montreal, the hometown of this fella next to me, Alex Calder, who will be playing later tonight. And, well, Alex, you have your LP coming out in January on Captured Tracks. And, but as far as more immediate news, I literally saw almost just before coming here on Facebook, you dropped 6 more tracks today under the your other moniker, Mold Boy. But well, first of all, just thanks for joining me, and kind of want to talk about both these releases.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, to start off with the more immediate stuff before getting into the upcoming LP, which is called Strange Dreams. But as far as these 6 tracks you dropped under Mold Boy today, essentially, what's the background on those? Had they been in the works for a while, or is it stuff you just literally just recorded and put out?
Those ones I made probably in this early summer sometime. Yeah, usually I kind of put up songs on the Mold Boy thing when I don't really know if they kind of have a place in the Alex Calder realm, but yeah, I don't know. It's I originally made Mold Boy as a secret project thing that. I didn't want anyone, I wanted to try a new music project and try new things, but it's just kind of I got really lazy really fast and just just started associating my name with it, and so now it's just essentially it's all the same music stuff. Yeah, Mold Boy and Alex Calder stuff's all the same.
Well, that's kind of what I wanted to ask as far as the stuff that you do put out under your own name and the stuff you put out under the Mold Boy moniker. Stylistically, is there a difference between the two, or how do you decide? You mentioned it a little bit there, but how do you decide which will be which?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. I really wanted to try oh, I can put more instrumental songs up, and more experimental in the Mold Boy stuff. But now I'm just finding I'm just completely blending the two now, and it's yeah, they just coexist. I don't know why I have 2 different things under my name for some reason. Yeah.
And I believe Strange Dreams, which again is the LP that will be coming out in January. Well, first of all, you'd originally released, I think it was an unmastered version of the album on your Bandcamp page a while back. I think it was back in May or so. Mm-hmm. It was then taken down, and then a little while later it was announced that it would be an official release under Captured Tracks, the record label. Well, when did the album actually finish? Is the fact that it came out in May, was that when you initially finished it? What's the background as far as timeline?
No, that one I finished pretty shortly after that Time EP I made. And I made it a pretty rough version of it. And then there was a label was there's huge scheduling problems, LP's not gonna come out for a few way longer than you think. And then there's a bunch of difficulty with label stuff for a bit. And now everything's fine now, but so I decided to just kind of self-release it because there's really old songs to me, and I just wanted to put them up. But now I kind of the album is kind of evolved a bit. I've made more songs to add to it, and or redone some of them. So yeah.
Well, on that note, how different the album that is coming out in January? How different is it from that version that initially went online?
It's not too different. There's a few songs that were on maybe some other EPs that I had put out, and then I think there's only a couple songs redone, and then I think that's it. But yeah, other than that, it's the same album.
Having essentially finished the writing of the album so long ago, like you were saying, does that get, obviously with labels, there's a whole business that has to go into releasing an album and the marketing and all of that, but strictly from an artistic standpoint, can it get a bit frustrating when you have that huge time gap between finishing it and actually seeing it being released?
Yeah, it gets very frustrating. It's something I'm totally not used to at all either. I'm so used to just make songs oh, that night I'm gonna put them all up on Bandcamp, and then maybe someone will like it, and then I just get that instant gratitude. But yeah, with this you gotta wait. Yeah, there's so much stuff that you have to wait in advance. If it's gonna be on vinyl, you have to have it in 4 months before they're even gonna send it off to vinyl. And, all this stuff. So it's really hard to get used to. Yeah, but I mean, I think I'm getting better at it. Maybe not though. I'm still doing the same thing. But yeah, it's good though. It's good being on the label.
Well, knowing that it would be, well, maybe, I guess you probably didn't know it would be released on a label when you were doing the initial writing of it, or did you? You weren't on Captured Tracks at the time you were writing it, were you?
I was technically, but it was it was like a weird like roster lineup. Like I think everyone was like really unsure about what was happening on the label for a while, and then so it was really confusing for a bit.
Does it change the mindset for you when you're writing songs or crafting the songs, knowing that there is essentially a business behind it now rather than it's something that you're just going to throw up online later that night? Does it change the mindset? Yeah,
completely. It actually, it's really hard to think like, oh, if I have like a deadline to make an album, then like I gotta get to work. But never ever works like that. I've never like I'm gonna make an album and then like 2 weeks later I'd have an album. I've never ever done that. So it's really tricky to think like that. So I kind of just just try and just like, if I make a song, I like it, okay, hold on to that one, and then make a new one, like take my time, and then kind of compile them all into an album eventually. I think that's what I do with all the Bandcamp stuff, so it's, can kind of mix it in there.
At various times in your, still young career, but you've been very prolific as far as putting new music out there. Are you someone that's essentially forces yourself to write every day or almost every day, or do you essentially wait for inspiration and it comes in waves? What is that like for you? Yeah, I think that kind of ties into the last thing. Like if I'm like, okay, I gotta focus on music, then I'm not gonna make any music. I'm just gonna like go on like Reddit for like 6 hours instead. So it's like, it definitely has to like come completely naturally, and it always happens. Like I'll always just make a song at like 4 a.m, like on like a weeknight, and that's like, it sucks. And then like my girlfriend gets really mad and the neighbors complain, but it's just like, that's like how you have to do it, just like when it like hits, for sure. I don't think I've ever made a song when I'm like, I'm gonna make a song. I wish I could. That'd be really sweet. Well, how does a song usually start for you? Are you usually starting with with a guitar riff or a lyric or a melody? Essentially, is there a way in which it usually takes shape? Yeah,
it's like, I always usually start with guitar. But it gets kind of, it gets pretty repetitive. It's like, okay, start on guitar, then like, okay, do drums, and then bass, and then final thing, sing. I don't know, I've been trying to do other things like, I don't know, like sample more and like learn how to play keyboards better, but it's not going so good.
The guys that'll be playing with you later tonight, are they on the record, or is the record totally do-it-yourself?
It was on, they're just hired guns. No, they just play with me live. I mean, one day I think we'll probably all get in a studio together. It'd be really nice. But as for now, no, just record at home.
Yeah. So Strange Dreams was still a pretty DIY affair as far as even the recording of it. You're doing it at home. It wasn't, I guess, a more polished album in comparison to your previous work.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's all done at home. Yeah, just pretty. Do it yourself.
Is that a lot of people do it's the DIY things strictly because of the economics of it, but once you have a label behind you and there's some more financial support there to do the recording, is that something you want to do and just haven't done, or do you want to keep it a pretty lo-fi affair?
That's a tricky thing, because I've been trying to record at my friend. He has like a full like studio in his basement. And I've tried doing stuff there, and it's just, it's like, it's kind of like when the creativity hits thing again. It's like, I can't be at his house at 4 a.m. recording. Yeah, so I don't know. I'd really like to branch out and do it in like a real environment with like a band and everything, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
On that, kind of on the business side, like you strike me as, maybe it's just your kind of fun-loving public persona and the way you carry yourself on social media and that, but you strike me as a guy that's not overly concerned with the commercial success or the business side of the music business. But am I wrong in that? Do you take an active interest in that side of your career?
Not really. I don't know. I mean, it'd be really nice to make like a bunch of money off music and like sell out and have like a song in like a crazy commercial. I'd definitely do that. But as for like all the business aspects in music, I don't really know anything about it or kind of care. I just, if I could like support myself enough to like just have a part-time job, that'd be really nice. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, and I don't want to hark on this because I know it's really been done to death. For those who don't know, your, I guess, association with Mac DeMarco, who's a guy that I had the pleasure of interviewing not too long ago. Fantastic guy, love his albums and that. But, well, in a way, is that, I know you guys are friends. You were formerly working with him in Mako Videotape. But do you think that association's overblown or just tiresome and that there's, I guess, not as much to it as people want to make?
I don't know. It's like, it gets tiresome, but it's totally, like, understandable. Yeah. Like, I definitely, like, I can totally see, like, the association with, like, me being associated with Mac and, like, my friends making music that's similar to Mac's and stuff, because, yeah, he's a great songwriter, like, writes awesome songs. And so, yeah, it's, I don't know. It's fine. Like, I don't I don't have a problem with it. It's sweet.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Can't hurt, really.
No.
And, well, you, like I kind of alluded to, you're incredibly active on social media. Making the face with it. And, well, you post everything from, like, sweet potato fries, recipes, and, like, tips on how to remove stains from your shirt with toothpaste. Just, like, it seems like whatever comes across your mind, you record and throw up on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
But is there more premeditation to that than you let on, or is it really just all about having fun in the moment?
I think it's, like, completely about having fun. Like, yeah, I definitely don't really think about when I do that. Sometimes I, like, regret doing it. I'm like, why did I post that stupid thing? But it's just, like, yeah, it's just fun. Because, like, me and all my friends have been making stupid movies and doing stupid things forever. So it's like, why stop doing that if there's, like, I don't know, someone you don't know, like, paying attention in some way? Like, it's like, kind of all the more better to just keep doing it, I think.
I hope you keep doing it. It is pretty hilarious. And sorry to return to the point, but the fact that you had Strange Dreams had been done for a long time, essentially, is there a lot of work that's yet to come out? You could have essentially written and recorded a whole new album in the time since you technically finished that one. Is there a lot of stuff still to come out, even though this album itself hasn't come out yet? Yeah,
I have a bunch of songs done. Some of which have been, like, posted on the Mold Boy thing. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I have, like, my other ones that I'm, like, trying to keep. Like, don't do anything with those. Like, keep those for later. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know when I'll have another album done. Probably be pretty busy in the next few months if we go on, like, a tour for a while. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'd like to have something by the summer for sure. Mm-hmm. Like a new next album, hopefully.
I think the Mold Boy EP that you just posted online, I think you mentioned somewhere that it's actually going to get a physical release. Is that the case? And is that also under Captured Tracks, or is that a totally different business affair?
It is getting released, but I can't talk about where or when.
Fair enough. Sly. Keep the mystery alive. Anyway, well, you guys are obviously playing later tonight for M from Montreal. With the release of the album, are you going to have a full tour? Do you know if that's anything that you can, I guess, make public yet? Essentially, where can people see you in the coming months?
We're working on a tour right now that it probably won't be right when the album comes out. It'll probably be more towards, like, March or mid-February. Yeah. But I think we have an album release show coming up in New York on January 9th. I don't know who with, but yeah, it's still being set up. But yeah, I think, yeah, we have that show in New York, and then a show at the Rough Trade Williamsburg. Okay. Yeah, we're playing that. That's about it, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure when there's more shows, it'll make itself online like everything else. But Alex, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you have a sound check in a minute, but thanks a lot for this. I can't wait to hear the rest of the album, and there's plenty more online as we've been talking about for you to hear, so check it out, and also get some recipes and stain removal tips while you're at it. Thanks for this, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.